Okay, so we start our meeting. Hi, nice
Okay.
to meet you to Mr. Tiaw. I'm
Yeah,
Chong Zhi
nice to meet you too.
I'm Chong Zhi Xuan, and these are my teammates, which is Wen Xin, Nicholas, and
Mm,
Randy.
okay.
Okay, so today we are going to have an interview with you and to talk about the Japanese occupation in Kuching.
Okay, all right.
So let us start.
Mm.
First of all, can you introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, of course. Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Tiaw Kah Fook. I born in Kuching in the year 1988. A very long time ago. I still look young, right? But
Very
my year
young.
is 1988. Okay, that's my year
So can
born.
we know your age?
Yeah, is what's my age? 1988. That's my date of birthday.
34?
Yeah, it's 34. You're right.
Look young.
So I'm 34 years old, and of course born in Kuching Hospital lah.
So we heard that your grandmother is it
Yeah.
and was one of the survivors during Japanese occupation, right?
Mm.
Okay, so now how was life back then when the Japanese first occupied Kuching?
Okay,
Were she
actually,
captured for labor or anything?
no, not capture for level because when I'm still small, maybe it's like primary school. Okay, my grandmother always told me about the incident when the Japanese came to Kuching, right? So if in my memory, what my grandmother has told me during the Japanese come to Kuching, right? They like to eat snail. You know snail?
Oh,
Snail because
wow.
actually my grandmother is a farmer. Okay, is a farmer. So every day, every morning, early in the morning, the soldiers, the Japanese, they will come to my grandmother farm and they ask for the snail. They like to eat snail. So every day, my grandmother have to find snail for them to eat. They like to eat snail. I don't know why, okay? Because we are not going to eat snail, right? But the Japanese, yes, they like it so much. Okay, there's a very nice food for them. So if if my grandmother and also my grandfather they cannot provide snail, the Japanese soldiers were very angry. They'll be very angry. Okay, and if I have to see that if they are really unhappy, they will use the gun, not shoot but you know the gun, right? The handle. They use the handle will hit your head, right, or hit your stomach. According to my grandmother, it's very very painful one. Okay, because my grandfather got one time hit by the gun holder, get hit on the head, and after hit by the gun, right, my grandfather straight away sit down on the floor and cannot stand up for a few minutes because it's very very painful. So it's quite cruel because the soldier, right, they are very fierce. So if we cannot fulfill them, they ask for the snail, we cannot provide, then we'll do something to like to make you fear. So maybe next day or the coming days, you will be more hardworking to looking for the snail for them. Yeah, that is what my grandmother told me lah.
Okay, so they like to eat snail, right? So
Yeah.
are there any taxes they need to pay?
Texas, I never heard about it. Maybe that time because I'm still a small kid, right? Just a primary school kid. So my grandmother didn't mention about tax. If they did mention, I also don't understand what is tax. Okay, at that time, at that moment, I no idea what is tax, right? So I didn't hear about that. But they did ask for the snail and also vegetable because my grandmother is a farmer, so they have different kind of vegetable. So they will come and collect almost every day. They come and collect. Um, so I'm not sure about the tax side. Maybe no lah. For those who are doing business, maybe like those who are open shop, like many Chinese, local Chinese, they are opening shop in Kuching, right? Maybe they ask the tax from them because at that time, I think it's about 1941 or 42 something. At that time, everyone is very difficult, including my family, my grandparents. They are very difficult. So just a farmer and it can consider it's poor lah, poor family. So they didn't ask for tax, I think, because I didn't heard about they mention about tax. Okay, but I know they use Japanese money that time. They call it Red Pisang, the banana, okay, banana money. I think because their notes, their cash, okay, their currency notes, got a picture of banana, I think lah. So my grandmother told me that time they keep a lot of the Red Pisang, and when the Japanese already go away, okay, no more colonized in Kuching, then every one of the Chinese in Kuching, right, they throw away the Japanese notes because they don't like it. Everyone had Japanese that time. They said what? Hantu Jepun, Hantu Jepun, 日本鬼 in Chinese, that they mentioned in Chinese, 日本鬼. They said they are ghosts because they don't like them, don't like the Japanese.
Can you tell us about your opinion about the Japanese occupation in Kuching, or how did it influence our country?
All right. So I think everyone know, okay, when there's a war or colonize, it's nothing good lah to that particular country. Yeah. So you can see like what happened now in Ukraine and also I mean the war between Ukraine and Russia. Everyone is suffer. Okay. nobody will get benefit from any war or colonizations. Okay, so in the colonization of Japanese in Kuching also same. Okay, in our place. So nobody is benefit from it, especially the Chinese community, because most of the Chinese at that time, they are open the shops. Okay, they do business. So the most affected person, I think, are those group who are doing business, because when their soldiers, their troops come to our country, everyone are scared. The shop have to close down, and everyone stay inside the house. They don't dare to come out. Okay, because we don't know what the Japanese troops will do to us. Okay? The soldiers, what they will do to us, we don't know. So anything can happen, and we can lose our life. Okay, so everyone stay at home. So the business, all the shops are closed. Okay, no economic activities at that moment. And right, the soldiers, they come here, they need to eat and they need to use also, so they can take everything from your shop. So for those who are doing business in Kuching, that affected most. And also ruin our our country or our Kuching economy also. Okay, because all the economy, social activity are stopped, and social activity also stopped. So it's affected everyone's life, and everyone live in fear. So that is quite a big impact to our country actually. So slow down our country development also. So I think it's about 3 years. I have read about this before. The Japanese actually, they first landed in Miri, and then after that they come to Kuching. So during that time is, I think, even though I'm not the one who experienced it, but from what my grandmother told me, I think it's very hard time for everyone during that time. Everyone's live in fear, and then it's no freedom at all. So yeah, here's my opinion. So it's nothing good to us, okay, for the Japanese organization and their colonization in Kuching.
Okay. Well, thanks to Mrs. Tiaw.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any questions for Mr. Tiaw?
No.
No.
Okay. Let us proceed. Okay. Okay. So, Mr. Tiaw, is there anything you would like to add on or talk about?
Nothing else. I think just peace. Yeah, hope the world everywhere always peace. Yeah, because we don't want the world to come anymore. The first world war, and then the second already enough to ruin us. And now the developed country. Yeah, those are developed countries like US and China now. They have a very very heavy weapon and very high tech weapon. If they start the war again, I think we'll ruin everything, including our Earth.
Yeah.
So
I think so.
Nuclear
yeah,
war.
maybe they are nuclear war, and that will be the end of our life, our world. So I don't hope to see that lah. Okay, so that's all from me lah. Yeah.
Okay. It seems that everyone's clear. So, thank you, Mr. Tiaw, for your contribution, and we really appreciate it.
Yeah, no
And
problem.
it's a pleasure to have you today for this interview session. So, we are going to end our main session right now. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice to meet
Bye.
you. Yeah. See you. Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah.
See you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Okay. All right. Bye. Bye.